Welcome to my podcast, Magic Brain Cakes, the podcast for innovative ideas for the future, food for thought for your brain, and lots of knowledge about your brain. My name is Dr. Maria Hoffacker. I'm a biologist and an expert in neuroscience. Today, I invited the startup Kanga Care from Uganda. They won the first prize at the Youth Entrepreneur Summit 2 weeks ago at the Constructor University in Bremen. And I had the honor to take part as a mentor at this competition and the final event. Over 130 teams from all over the world had applied for this student startup competition, which is organized exclusively by students and is one of the largest in Europe. At the finals, 10 teams from Malaysia, Canada, Poland, Uganda, England, Australia, and Germany presented their business ideas at the finals on the on the campus of the Constructor University in Bremen, but in the northern part of Germany. And the winner was Kanga Care. Congratulations again for this wonderful prize. And I'm very pleased and excited to learn more about how they plan to reduce the mortality rate of preterm babies in African countries. So I today can welcome 3 team members from Kanga Care, and I'm welcome first Ayikoru Comfort, who is the team lead, and Mutaka Keith, who is one of the core team members, and Kibande Steven. He's the CTO. He studies electrical and electronics engineering, and he was in Bremen at the Constructor University and did the final pitch. So my first question goes to Kibande. Of course, I'm very interested. How was your way to the finals, to the Youth Entrepreneur Summit? And how did you find out about the competitions, and how did the application go?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I am very, very excited to be here with you right now. About the competition, we found out about the competition through a website called Opportunity Desk. We were scrolling looking for opportunities, and then we happened to land on the Jacobs University startup competition. So we applied. We were privileged to be selected amongst the initial bunch of the contestants. And then from that, we moved on to the first stage. In the first stage, we were required to submit a summary about our project, which we did, and then we progressed to the second stage. In the second stage, 50 applicants were chosen, and Kanga Care was among the 50 applicants. In the second stage, we were required to now submit an executive summary about our project, which we did, and then we received an email telling us that we had made it to the first, and then we received an email telling us that we had made it to the top 10 finalists. We were very, very excited for this opportunity because this competition offered us chance to now fly to Germany, and it was a very, very exciting opportunity to get to fly outside the country.
Was your first time?
Yes,
in Germany, of course.
It was my first time flying out of Uganda. So
okay.
Yes, first time flying out of the country. So it was a very, very interesting thing for me. Very, very wonderful opportunity. I got to experience first time flying out, so it was really nice. Mm-hmm. So for the competition, we were assigned 2 mentors, Mr. Michael Potts and Mrs. Vanessa. Very, very wonderful mentors who are still friends with us right now. We are still in communication. In fact, today we are scheduled to have a mentorship session with Mr. Michael Potts, still further on guiding us on how to further develop the product. My experience in Bremen was very, very wonderful. I met very, very friendly people. I used to make new friends who I am still talking to right now through social media. So my trip to Bremen gave me the opportunity to now expand my social network and also meet new friends from different countries. So the whole experience was very, very nice for me. And I am very happy to have been part of the participants in the 2023 YES competitions.
Oh, wow. And how did you feel as you won the first prize?
As I won the first prize, it was a little bit of a surprise me winning the first prize, because just me getting to now fly out and then pitch this idea that we had been working on in Uganda for all this time was already a win to me. So just being there and then having the opportunity to now talk about Kanga Care to the world was already a win. So now winning the competition came as a surprise. I was overwhelmed with joy. My friends were happy. My family was happy. The team was very, very excited. Mm-hmm. My friends until date still congratulate me about the win. So it was a very, very nice opportunity. I am still very happy about the win.
Yes, wonderful. I was also happy for you. It was a great experience in Bremen to see you winning. Yes, wonderful. And of course, we will found more. Would like to know more about the founding story of Kanga Care. How did the idea come about? What was the initial experience, perhaps?
I think for this story, our team lead Comfort will talk about this best.
Okay, wonderful.
Hi, everyone. Like I was introduced, I'm Comfort Ayikoru. I'm a medical doctor to be, and I happen to be the team lead of Kanga Care. So how the whole idea came about, during the COVID-19 pandemic, all universities were locked down. We were sent to our homes, and I came to my district, my village. That's where I was. So during that period, I had a cousin who was pregnant. And then remember that time they had locked transport systems, even transportation to the nearest health center was very hard. So she went into premature labor. And then eventually we had to rush her to one of the nearest health centers near the home. But when we reached there, she ended up delivering a preterm baby. But the health center we were in didn't have a neonatal intensive care unit to be able to attend to this preterm baby. So we were referred to a rural regional referral hospital. And then as we were taking this baby to the referral hospital, we didn't know that the baby's body temperature was actually dropping low. None of us knew. By the time we reached, that's unfortunate that I had to lose my niece. So that was the major founding story. It really touched my heart that I had to lose my niece because of preventable complications of prematurity. So we later went back to school. And since we were in our rotations, we were rotating in a pediatric ward. And as we interacted with many mothers, we realized that this was not only a problem of one mother, but many other young mothers were losing their babies to prematurity, not because they want to, but because they cannot afford the expensive neonatal intensive care unit services, or others even lack the money to transport these babies to the hospitals that have them. So I thought about this. Then I sat down. I discussed this issue with my colleague Keith. He is my colleague in class. So when I talked to him about it and other colleagues, they were actually very interested in this problem. So we sat down and started brainstorming on how best we can help these mothers overcome this problem. So that's where the idea of Kanga Care came about. And we discussed it with our pediatric lecturer. She was very encouraging. She supported us. So when we wanted to introduce the vital monitoring sensors into it, that was where Steven Kibande came on board, because he was doing electrical engineering. He had the skills. So we brought him on board, and that is how the whole team was founded, and we started working on the project. Yeah, that's how the whole story goes.
Wow. Yes. Wow. And how did you develop the product or the prototype? What was what were the next steps?
So we realized the available products that were doing kangaroo mother care, they were actually light clothing. These mothers most of them will use their their clothes to wrap these babies, and some of them were dirty, so they would predispose these babies to infections, and then others were very light. So we were like, what if we could come up with something that is very affordable, that we can actually make ourselves? That's when we thought of maybe knitting it, like using wool to knit our Kanga Care carriers, because we all know when you knit wool, it can actually keep warmth. So that was when we thought of coming up with a basic Kanga Care that can just give warmth to the baby. So we started our first product that we made. We just told the person who was making it, do this, do this, do this, and then they made it for us. It came out nicely, but it was small. So we kept on going back and iterating until we came up with something that is very good. Currently, we are able to sell some of the basic Kanga Care kits. And then the one that has the vital reading sensors, that one we are still working on it. We're still prototyping it to improve it, and then going through the necessary steps in order for us to launch it to the market. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And yes, as you said, there is a vital function or overview in this kit. How did you develop this, and how is it working?
The what?
What you said currently, because you did something. How was it called? It was to check the vital functions of the baby and all this. And it is a technical device, I would say. How is it working, and how do you create it?
For that one, I would request Steve to come on board to talk more about it, because he's the lead in that one.
Oh, it's wonderful. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hi. So for the prototypes that we were developing, we were using sensors to pick up the vitals from the baby's body. We were using sensors like the Max 3010 to pick up the pulse rate and the heartbeat. And then we're using sensors like the ML3501 to pick up the temperature. We are currently making further developments onto the existing prototypes with the help of Comtech Uganda, because we had previously won a grant with them of $5,500. That money is currently being used to develop the prototype. We had the first requisition of the first prototyping materials done last week, and we are now set to now start prototyping. We'll be having exams next month, so now I will not have full hands-on for the development next month, but then after that, we shall be free to then continue with the development. We have Comtech Uganda being our mentors and our partners in the development of the version of the Kanga Care which has sensors, because we need to have more experienced hands on board, and Comtech Uganda is more than qualified for that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Interesting, but is it possible, or can everybody use it or know it? What is when there is a signal or whatever? For example, when I am a mother, can I check it? Do I know what I have to do if there is a signal about blood pressure or temperature or whatever?
Yes, our design is aimed to be user friendly. When someone has a premature child, they usually run to the nearest health center for help and assistance. So we plan to focus training the midwives and the health workers, because those are the people who are going to be interacting with people who have premature children. So when someone gives birth to a premature child, they will undergo training by the midwife who's around to now tell them how to use the device. But the device is designed in a way that it is easy to use.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's easy to use, yes. Okay, but especially by the midwives, of course, because normally, especially a first-time mother has no idea how this thing is going, or how it's working, or what do you think?
Yes. Our aim is going to be in training the midwives on like how to use the kit so that they can pass on that knowledge to the mothers who will need the knowledge.
Oh, I see. Mm-hmm.
Just to add on what Steve has said, our design is in a way whereby these vital reading sensors can be detected in case there is any derangement in any of the vital signs, a mother who is wearing it can be alerted using an alarm system. So the mother doesn't even have to have a prior knowledge of whether the baby's body temperature has risen high or low. As long as the temperature has risen too high, an alarm system is set to run to alert this mother that this baby is in this state. You have to seek immediate care and attention. Yeah, that's what I wanted to add.
Oh, yes. So there is you have to take care to keep attention and have something like this, because you normally don't know how the baby feels or what is the status of the baby. Okay. Yes. And how want you to sell it, or how do you want to study more about the functions and everything? What are the next steps? Perhaps you want to, Keith?
Yes. Thank you.
Do you want to answer?
Yes. Thank you. So you've asked about us selling. So right now, what we are doing is that we are selling. We are distributing the product to the health centers from the lowest health center that is closest to people, to the regional referrals, whereby the midwives are the ones that sell the products to the mothers who need them, and then also demonstrate how they are going to be used. So what we do, like Steve has said, we teach the midwives, and then for health, we also try to go to health centers and do demonstrations ourselves. And we also planning to put out flyers such that some of the mothers can go with some of these flyers home and can always revisit where they have forgotten. But then we are planning, instead of selling to the end user, we are planning to partner with the Ministry of Health in the country and other organizations such that we sell to them, and then they sell to the mothers, because this will also cut our transportation costs, because we are trying to distributing them over. There are very many health centers, which at times we cannot reach all of them. But if we partner with, for example, the government, they can be able to distribute, and the product will have more impact with such big partners on board. So far, that is what we are projecting, and we hope to achieve it, hopefully by next year.
Wow. Okay. Yes. And can everybody afford it? How much are the costs, or how do you plan that everybody can afford something like all this baby care?
Yes, because we are using materials that are locally available in the country, and also we were able to buy a machine to ease production, because initially we were using other people to make for us. We would give them the design, then they make for us, then we sell. But we were able to, after getting some money, we were able to buy a machine and make it ourselves, so to reduce the production costs. So right now we are selling it at 50,000 Ugandan shillings, which is about, in dollars, it's about, let me try to calculate. In dollars, it's around
14 US dollars.
14? Mm-hmm.
14.
Yes.
Yes, it's 14. Eh? Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, about for 14 US dollars. Yes, you're right. So, which is quite affordable, because this is something that can even be used by the mother. Can use it not only on one child, they can also use it for the subsequent children that come. So it's quite affordable, and we are planning to make it to lower the price by partnering with the government, such that it becomes cheaper and more available to everyone up to the village levels.
Oh, I see. Did you think about renting, or is it possible to clean for everybody? Can you clean this Kanga Care?
Yes, you can clean it, and we are making every day we are brainstorming to make sure that we can come up with, yes, of course, there is that challenge of after some time it becomes harder to clean, but we are working on it such that it can be used for a longer time, and over that course of time, someone can clean it to reduce infection, because also that is also another big thing that causes mortality, especially in
exactly. Therefore, my question: it must be clean, of course. No?
Yes.
Yes. So a renting system is not really realistic. Somebody can rent one baby care and after using, give it back, and another one can use it. Is this possible, or is it not possible? It's for one.
No. What I meant is that, for example, it can not that the mother will give it back. No, that we are making it in such a way whereby after the mother using it for one child, when they have another pregnancy and produce another child, they can still use it. That's what I meant.
Yes, I understand. But of course, it perhaps can reduce the costs, or that everybody can afford it when it's possible to rent for these first months, or this important time of use and after the baby is fit, and then she can give it back. That's one possibility. I thought it is, but if it's not possible, then it's okay. And what are the next steps or the next concrete steps are you facing now?
Yeah, I think Comfort can talk about that.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. Before I talk about that, I wanted to add on some point that you asked for, Keith, about that thing of it being reused on another baby. Currently, the basic Kanga Care kits, they're just locally knitted. So you can actually wash it and dry it and make it clean. Or you make it very super clean and you can reuse it. And then the one for the Pro Kanga Care kit, that one, we are still in the process of making it. So we really haven't delved into how we are going to make it clean. But one possibility is by partnering with these hospitals, whereby they can get our products. They rent it out to mothers for a particular period. So after the mother's using, they can bring it back, and then they make it clean. They sterilize it, and then they can give it to other babies. Yeah. So about our next steps, should I go on?
Yes. Go on. Yes.
Okay. About our next steps, like Steve had already mentioned, we are currently in partnership with Uganda and Mbarara University that are helping us develop these Pro Kanga Care kits. So in our next step, we plan at least by May this year, we should have finished with a prototyping, and then we want to go on to do the feasibility and acceptability tests. Those will be done in Mbarara Regional Referral Hospital. And then thereafter, we go on to do product iteration based on end user feedback, and then clinical trials after that. And then hopefully by 2024 June, we plan on launching that Pro Kanga Care kit into the market. For the basic Kanga Care kit, currently we're already selling them out. We have made 30 sales already. And we plan to have at least by December this year, we should have sold around 500 of the Kanga Care kits into the market, meaning we are impacting the lives of around 500 babies. Yeah, so that is what we have in our next steps.
Wow, 500. Okay, but that's a huge number, I would say. Yes. And what is about the? You also want to develop an app? Is it right? To control the vital functions, is it right? Kibande?
Yes. The part about us developing an application is in the future steps. After at least having the one which has the vital reading sensors being displayed to the mother around. So maybe in the future we shall have an application being linked to the Kanga Care device so that we can have things like remote monitoring of these children by a doctor, where now we can have one doctor monitoring children in like 2 districts, but just from one computer.
Oh, I see. Okay, yes. And by the way, how will you use the prize of the YES competition of the Youth Entrepreneur Summit?
Okay. About the money from the YES competition, right now, we are still lacking a lot in the advertisement of the Kanga Care products. Now, we hope to use that money to now reach out to the different health centers and then tell them about our product, do a little bit of a social media campaign, and also the current machine that we have for knitting, the Kanga Care basic kit, is still not yet efficient enough to handle the whole production process. We are still finding ourselves outsourcing some part of the initial production of the basic kit, but then with the money from the YES competition, we can now sell off the current machine and then top up some money to now buy a better machine. So we want to use the money to improve the current machine we have and also do advertisement to let people know about this fantastic product that we have.
Yes, of course, the product needs advertising to make it public and to create more possibility that you finally have these 500 babies you want you want to have or to want to recover. Yes, take care of. And my next question would be, what will you do in the future, or what are how your plans, perhaps until 2030 or something around? What are the next steps? What you want to achieve? Because you also want to sell the product outside from Uganda. You said you want to reach the whole African countries.
Yes. In fact, we plan to reach more than just African countries. We plan to one day export the Kanga Care to even countries that can have cold environments, so that they can still have a more affordable way to keep premature children safe and also monitored. So now in the future, distant future, we are seeing ourselves having different production branches, even outside Africa, so that we can have Africa covered and also other countries where premature children are born, because prematurity is not only affecting Africa, but then it is a global problem. So we would want to help solve it as much as we can.
Yes, okay. Of course, it's a global problem. Yes, of course. Yes. And what are you thinking, Ayikoru? What are the next or your wishes until 2030?
So by 2030, we, like Steve said, we expand beyond just Uganda to other parts. And also we plan on having a reduction in neonatal mortality rates by at least 25%, because currently they are really high. So we plan on impacting as many preterm babies as possible. And then we plan on partnering with big organizations, ministries of health of different countries, NGOs like UNICEF, UNHCR, where we shall be distributing our products in the refugee centers and many other places. Yeah, that's how I envision it. Just having as much as impact as possible.
Oh, I see. I understand. Yes, and Mutaka, what do you say?
Maybe just to add on to that, we also plan, because prematurity is not the only cause of infant mortality. Mm-hmm. So we want to be wholesome, and maybe later, after we've grown, we want to tackle other things that are causing infant mortality in the country. Which another big factor is malnutrition. So it may not be related to prematurity right now, but we plan to try to tackle some of those other things, because right now we are focusing on one thing, but it's not the only thing that is causing mortality. So later, we after we've really grown, we want to also tackle other things, such that we try to make our impact wholesome.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. Yes. Wow. Yeah. And for everyone who is now, hearing the podcast or seeing the YouTube video, what are your wishes? So how can people support you? Or what are your wishes do you have? You have now, it's like a wish time now around perhaps. Who wants to answer? What kind of wish or how can someone support you? Who wants to begin?
Maybe.
Okay.
I will go first then. Yes, I'll go first. Right now, we have been working on this project as students, fresh graduates from university. So there's been a lot for us to learn. The learning curve from now having an idea to now actually having a product has been a very steep learning curve. So now we are very open to anyone who has helpful information to provide us with, people who have been in the field before of having a product developed and then actually making it reach the market. There are still so many things that we still don't know, and we are still very open to mentorship.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you, Kibande. Yes, who wants to add something?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, Mutaka.
Yes, mentorship is very key because, my colleague Kibande has talked about, we are new to this. We really have very many things we need to still learn. Yeah, so we really welcome any form of mentorship, and then also. Financially, it wouldn't. We also welcome the funds in case anyone wants to partner with us. Anyone wants to help push this thing forward. We welcome it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And are you cool? Do you have something?
These two have actually said out everything I wanted to say. Mentorship, investment, partnership, that's what I am asking for. Yeah, just simple as that.
Yes. Yes. And can you perhaps at the end or as final say, what is your unique selling point? What is this thing that everybody needs to support you and not perhaps a competitor or whatever you have, perhaps? What is the unique selling point? What would you say? What is this, what makes Kanga Care so special? Who wants to, to begin? It's not a very tricky question. Yeah. Okay, Mutaka.
I'll go first. Probably what we're doing, we're not in trying to do this for the babies and try to reduce mortality. We are using, and we've made an emphasis that we are using locally made materials. And in that way, we are trying to support other sectors in the country. There is a lot of unemployment in Uganda. So we are trying also to give jobs because people have these vocational skills of tailoring, but they have nowhere to apply them. Yeah. So we are trying to, much as we are trying to save the babies, we're also trying to provide opportunities to fellow youth and try to have an impact in the community that spans beyond the kids we're trying to save. Maybe my colleagues can add on that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Can I go next? Okay, on top of what Keith has said, just in simple terms, our very unique selling point is that we manufacture locally knitted, affordable, eco-friendly, double-layered premature carriers that embrace the kangaroo skin-to-skin mother care technique of generating and maintaining warmth. And this device is fitted with vital reading sensors that can help you detect a baby's body temperature, pulse rate, and oxygen saturation. And in case of derangement, an alarm rings to alert you as the mother to seek timely care. That's what I can say.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. Kibande, do you like to add something?
Yes, I would. Looking at the current market right now, with the current computers, we have like the neonatal intensive care unit, we have the radiant warmer, and then we have the then we have the normal kangaroo care method where mothers tie the baby to the chest and then generate heat from their bodies to now give the baby. With like our solution, we have, first of all, the mother is not being separated from their child. So bonding between the mother and the child takes place. And also we now have the baby's vitals being monitored 24/7 by an automated system, which now removes room for human error because now like some of the other systems, a doctor has to come and then manually check the baby's vitals. So now a doctor may forget to come and check on this baby. But now having an automated system removes room for human error. And then we also have the point about a mother bonding with their newborn, which I think for me is very important.
Mm. Yes, of course. The bonding is a very huge necessity. Yes. Okay. Perhaps everyone has one last sentence of what she or her he wants to add at the end for what's very important. Perhaps some last words or the vision, whatever you like to mention. Perhaps the last round, what do you like to add, or what's your vision? What do you think?
So I'll go first. So currently, Kanga Care's vision is to create a world where every premature baby has access to the highest care and support, regardless of their location and socioeconomic status. And our ultimate goal is to reduce neonatal mortality rates and ensure that every premature baby has full potential to thrive in this world. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yes. Mutaka oder Kibande?
I would really like, mine is like a vote of thanks for this opportunity. I know it's going to propel us in the direction that we want to go. And I'm very, very, very grateful for this opportunity that has been given to us. Thank you so much.
You are welcome. Thank you. And the last word goes to
Yes. I'd like to say that it has been a thrilling experience, having had this being part of my life, having had the chance to go abroad and then pitch the idea of a Kanga Care to the world, and then being able to win. I would like to say thank you so much to the organizers of the YES competition for putting that trust in us. I would like also to say thank you to the friends I made that side who made my stay in German feel like home. They made my stay in German feel like home so much that I still miss being there, despite having only been there for a week.
Yes.
I hope to one day come back and again visit them. I can't mention all the names right now, but then I would like to say hi to a few of them who made my stay in German very, very nice. I would say hi to Eddie, to Sasha, Noah, to Oscar, to Tia, and the rest of the organizers from the YES committee. Yes, that is it.
Thank you so much. Yes, they did a great work. It was wonderful. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. I would also like to thank our mentors, Mr. Michael Potts and Mrs. Vanessa Pierrebon. I think that's how her name is pronounced. I never got the pronunciation of her last name, but they were also very helpful through this whole journey. They helped us mold the idea into what it is right now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess. I see. Yes, the mentorship at the Constructor University or at the summit is very important. And it was also for me, it was a lot of fun and a great experience to know all these finalists all over the world. And to my mentee was from Canada. And it was very interesting to see that she won the third prize. Yes, with her. Yes, startup. Yes, I will do all the links and everything in the show notes so that everybody know how they contact you and how you find the website and LinkedIn profiles. And there's also a YouTube video of the final event so that everybody can watch your pitch again. If perhaps that's also a very good experience to know more about Kanga Care. Yes, and I wish you all great success. Yes, good wishes go to Uganda, and I hope we all see us again and meet perhaps at another competition, summit, or whatever. Yes. Have a nice day, and thank you so much for this inspiring interview.
Thank you so much for hosting us.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to my podcast, Magic Brain Kicks. I would like to invite you to share this podcast, to give a comment and a like on iTunes. And if you want more information, please visit my website under drmariahovager.com. Hope I will hear you soon, and kick your brain, and goodbye.